Oh, nice J-Cane styles.
Nice.
All right. Looks like we're off.
So, how you guys out in chat doing today? Gonna enjoy some nice World 1 warp barrels?
It's funny, all these warps are intended, but yet we still have to do a couple tricks to get them a little bit faster. I think you'll see here in main brace. I expect both of them to be going for this. It looks weird because it's like, it doesn't seem like it's actually faster to set it up, but it is. Because you skip the whole...
Yeah, it's like you kind of underestimate the whole, like the transitions more than anything, kind of take longer than you might think.
Yeah.
Both getting it. Keeping in mind, I think vayastrike started about 2-ish seconds ahead because of Twitch delay. So they're pretty much, I mean, on par, which you would expect this early.
Yeah, looking at their timers, they're about tied, I would say.
So there's some small things here, especially Lockjaw. This almost is as hard as a wrong warp. Oh, no, vayastrike not even bothering.
Oh, interesting. RawkinJawsh went for it, but he didn't get it.
Kind of got caught on the wall. So the important thing there is you really never want to touch one of the walls on your way down, otherwise you'll kind of stick to it and you're not able to jump as easily or jump with the right angle.
Yeah, I just found out recently, actually, that the intended way to get that warp is to let the water rise.
Let the water rise, yeah.
Swing back, I didn't know that.
All right, so vayastrike having a little trouble with the Radley double jump there. So it, I mean, not that it means a whole lot yet, but it gives Josh a little bit of a lead when you factor in the delay.
Yeah.
So here we have Crow. I mean, if you were here for the last race, this is probably, I would say, the biggest point of RNG in the run. Unfortunately, it comes 2 minutes in.
Yeah, it's not too bad RTA-wise, I guess, but it can be pretty brutal if you're trying to get a run started. Sometimes you'll get so many fakes that you'll end up losing a Kong, which is actually the worst thing that can happen here. Looks like a 218 for Josh.
Wow.
There.
I thought vayastrike had already gotten his first, but no, he was even farther behind than I thought. So that was
10 seconds.
I lost track of how many fakes
that was a lot.
but...
Yeah, I was watching Josh, but that's a 10-second lead he has on Vaya now.
Oh, but doesn't get the wrong warp, so there you go. He did not get the clash or the bash. Oh, and then vayastrike showing off with the 2-1 jump.
Man.
So just like that, it's pretty much tied again. Oh, never mind, not anymore because Josh took a map error there.
Yeah.
Went up to see, I don't even know what that guy's name is. Clubba? I don't even know. He runs a kiosk.
Clubba's kiosk?
Something like that.
You can choose to fight him, by the way. And,
Yeah, but you don't ever win.
Yeah.
You kind of just get batted away.
He's much stronger than Cudgel is, I guess.
And these are the kind of things that are gonna separate these two. It's not gonna be any big noticeable thing, I think, for between Vaya and Josh. It's gonna be a lot of smaller optimizations. Maybe some strats that Vaya goes for that Josh might not.
Yeah. Again, he's a bit more experienced, so he's gonna shine a little bit in like the movement department and all that stuff. So.
I know we're having trouble with the red hot ride. That one's probably my least favorite warp to do, just because
Yeah.
if you want to do it optimally, you put yourself at a pretty good risk of dying if you mess up the throw.
Agreed, he's an agreed. Alright, so we got Vaya entering Cleaver now. I think both these guys will go for Lava Fly. Well, I know Vaya will.
Vaya will.
I'm
Josh
sure-
said that territory where he probably should be going for it, but
Yeah.
It's okay to not.
Go for it as well.
and every time I see them jump on Cleaver, it scares me a little bit because I've seen so many short hops in this tournament where you kind of just slightly off of what you need to be doing and you just jump right into the lava.
It takes one death, I think, for someone to really learn their lesson there.
All right, lava fly and lava fly for both. All right.
Nice, nice. It's looking like a good World 3 from Vaya, or World 2, I mean. Very nice.
No flying Diddy though, because of his little low approach there.
Yeah.
Not keeping the fans in mind at all. Not for Josh either. I don't know who you can count on anymore.
Jeez. The fans are disappointed, but I think they'll be okay.
So, that was a pretty good swing. I think mostly because of the failed wrong warp. I mean, the map error cost you about a second or two, but nothing crazy. So now Vaya's about a 5-second lead. But we're into the heart of the game here. Starting to get into some more difficult levels. This one, I think it's a nice introduction to moving and going fast without using warp barrels. It's nothing super difficult, but still not like really easy.
And the team throw there is going to store a super jump for a damage boost he's going to take right after these barrel guys here. All right, nice. Looks like he got it. And you grab the G. When you grab the G, you're good. That's what
Swagging
the G
it
stands
out.
for. G stands for good.
Josh does not get the G, so I guess he's not good.
Well, he still made it.
Yeah, if you grab the G, you know that you're guaranteed to get across that gap. I mean, it's not a difficult trick, and shout out to Twig for having a nice tutorial on how to do that super jump.
Yep. He's created a generation of speedrunners. Ooh, looks like Vaya taking the damage.
Get some Diddy glimmers going on early on.
Now, Diddy, I guess it's worth noting that his hitbox is smaller than Dixie's, I believe. So it is going to make it a little easier for him to navigate through the stage, but you don't really want to take damage at all if possible.
Oh, that's a hit I've taken many times.
That's a tricky corner to take.
I think that's probably, like, as far as just general movement, is probably the most difficult part of the level.
Christmas taught me the way to get around that. You just have to, like, delay your swim or something.
But, you know, Vaya maintained that lead. Oh, there's the hit.
Damage. He's taking more damage there.
Vaya maintaining about, probably gaining a little bit of a lead even with that, because I think the overall Vaya's Glimmers was a little cleaner, not as much bonking.
Yeah, and that's very important in that stage. One, because it's a swimming stage, and like bonking anywhere is just gonna make you lose speed. So we got Vaya here and Crockhead. It's a pretty tough stage, especially when you do it optimally, because the rolls are really tight, especially on the Crockheads. I don't think he meant to grab that box either.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All these things that like give me great pause. I'm sure Vaya knows how to handle it after all this time. Things that would probably kill me.
Yeah, they can eat your inputs too, I think, which is another...
Oh my gosh, this stage is really... Like, we're not kidding when you say this is probably the first, like, difficult stage to learn how to do. It's no joke. There's so much to take into consideration, and, like, you know, you have extra things like these Crockheads are really frustrating to learn how to properly roll off of.
Yeah, agreed. And that's why Josh is kind of going to probably take it safe here at the end, whereas Vaya took it more optimally because he's comfortable. Oh, no, look.
Oh, nope, Josh going in. Look at that.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah. That's nice. Well, he did lose. He lost a Kong, but
I'm gonna guess. I wasn't looking, but I'm gonna guess he did not get RPC jump.
No, I don't think so. All right, rattle battle. This lovely stage here. This is like another like deceptively hard looking stage. It's kind of like reminds me of Glimmers, I guess, because you don't want to let go of right, I think, at all during the whole stage.
No.
Correct. And that's really difficult to do because the camera and all that stuff can really mess with you.
Yeah, I think that was one of the big things for me learning, like that part where the Vaya just passed, where you kind of jump past the guy shooting the cannonballs. Like your instinct says, if I keep going, that cannonball may hit me off screen. But in reality, if you're doing it correctly, it never will. So it's kind of some of this is fighting instinct.
Yeah, and that's what makes it difficult, I think. Alright, so we're gonna go for Vaya's gonna do a unintended warp here. It's gonna set up these IDs by loading them, like loading the beetles in a specific order here. It's gonna get an invisible barrel or invisible object, and looks like you got it. Yeah.
Yep.
And it sends him out of the stage.
I was a little worried there because it looked like that left beetle had loaded first.
Yeah, it looked really close. That's why I wasn't sure.
So,
go ahead.
An important thing with the wrong warps is if you load the IDs, or like we say IDs, if you load an object or something incorrectly or in the wrong order, it can mess up the wrong warp. And so it will look perfectly fine tech-wise, but because you didn't do it properly, you end up failing the trick.
That's what makes it tricky. I'm confident both these guys are going for Vine Clip as well.
I'd imagine so. At this level, they probably both know it. I'm sure Josh definitely feels the need to go for it if he feels he's behind.
Oh, nice.
Woo.
I like that setup. I should steal that from him. I feel like jumping does make that trick easier. I don't know why. I don't know if Josh will be going for the quick hits on Cudgel.
That's what I was curious about. I was figuring this might be a spot where you see kind of some differences between the two.
Yeah. That's not something you really should... Oh, he misses Vine Clip, so he's going to go for the backup here. Nice.
Alright, gets it.
Yeah, that's one of those things that's not really worth going for, I would say.
But it's
given
like
that all the stuff is behind you in the run so far up to World 3.
like what, a second per phase or something like that? Not even?
It's 2 seconds total, I believe it saves.
Oh, so that's like, I don't know,
definitely
less than half a second per hit.
Yeah, it's not worth it unless you're super confident. Let's see what Josh does here.
Yeah, he's going safe.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
So, I mean, that's just going to give just a little bit more time to Vaya, assuming he doesn't... Oh, Vaya playing it safe now.
Yeah, I think he's maybe feeling a little uncomfortable and doesn't want to lose a cycle.
And that's not uncommon.
Yeah, that's okay. Like, it's a race setting and he doesn't want to lose.
Because as I was kind of talking about the last race, I think with one exception, each progressive hit gets faster and faster with the amount of time it's less time for Cudgel to come down from jumping up in the air. So if you ever start to feel uncomfortable, it's definitely not worth risking losing a cycle over saving that, what would be like, I don't know, a fourth of a second or third of a second roughly.
Something very, very small, like it's not worth it.
Right, hoping for some good horned holes. No crazy shenanigans like in the last race. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, I saw Fizz
got kind of mixed up with 102 there for a moment. Took square with them
both, so I can see.
I definitely don't. I figured at some point we might see a 102 gaff, but it wasn't anything crazy. Nocturne mentioned in chat that it's not like, a big time difference to do scroll versus Squitter.
Yeah, it didn't seem like it. I think he knew like partway through that he was meant to go for the scroll, but just didn't. Now it's important that after you do that scroll there to take damage so the camera doesn't lock.
Correct.
Taking that damage there is intentional. Plus you get a super jump, so
Yeah, it's just a conveniently
Yeah,
laid out level.
How convenient that is. A lot of this stuff is really convenient in this game.
Yeah, we have a good comment in chat back from Bramble Blast. To steal that strat that Vaya does, you have to get your card out of the litter box.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, I don't know if I can do it then.
Is it still sitting there?
Yeah, it's fermenting, that's for sure. I'm sure it's got that nice yellow tint to it now.
All right, both players getting through Hornet Hole with a lot of problems. Target Terror. I don't really want to talk about this level.
Stage, but there's small optimizations that I can guarantee both these guys are going for at this point.
So how you doing today, Blunt?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm still salty after yesterday. I did that off-stream attempt after I cut the DKC 3 runs, and I was 40 seconds ahead after Bleak and died of burps.
Oh no, dude, I'm so sorry.
That was like the retirement run.
Dude, you know how many retirement runs I had? I lost.
It's
Oh man, that's such a. I just know the feel, man. I know the feel.
like that was like 48 3x with my stretch. Cause I was only like 7 seconds behind your Bleak time.
Oh yeah.
So, rip me, dude. Anyways, back to this level. It's yep. There's the little flitter skip there on Vayastrike's end.
Let's go back to the more interesting game here.
Oh.
That has no frame perfect tricks. Oh, actually, there is one now. The 2-cycle setup is apparently frame things.
I don't know if it's frame perfect, but it's certainly a pretty small window. I don't know. That's a DG's question.
Alright, so we're gonna see another wrong warp here on Vaya's screen. He's setting up for it now. He's gonna get an invisible.
Be very
object.
careful. Okay. Let that beetle get a little closer than usual. All right, uses the corner there. Nice.
Very nice. Really
First
solid.
try. So some people seem to be very anti-corner there. Personally, as somebody who is really bad at video games, I love it. I think it's the greatest thing to ever happen. As like I was saying, I saw that and I practiced the trick for the first time in forever, and I got that clash like 9 out of 10 times. So I thought it was like the greatest thing to ever happen.
Yeah, I wish
apparently
I knew about that setup personally. Before the tournament, I mean, it saved a lot of turmoil.
All right, and then Josh gets it first try as well.
Now, this is an interesting stage to have like after that wrong warp, because once you get it, it's like, all right, my run's not dead yet, hopefully, so I'm gonna continue and go through this really fast auto scroller. But you have to really pay attention here.
I kind of bumped number 3 guy. Kind of scared me for a minute. Kind of took him out over those gaps.
Just to say, I don't know if that was intentional or not, or what.
It would be the first death to number 3 guy I think I've ever seen. But no problem there. Gets number 1. A few more gaps.
The number two guy's a bit sketchy.
Number 2 guy's the killer if you're not playing the level smart. If you're playing the level smart, you should be any problem, because if you jump down the slope, we'll see Josh get here in a moment.
Yeah, I think that's the key to actually getting it right. You have to
jump down the slope, and apparently it's later than I thought. This one right here. He doesn't do it.
Josh?
Okay, he's fine.
But see how tight that jump is when you don't jump on that?
It's a lot tighter to make that jump. Like if you could bump him, you could, if you jump on him a little late, you're diving into the pit without anything you can do. So that was demonstrating what not to do there. It worked out, but typically that is not the smart thing. Whoa, no, dude!
Right after the eagle pit.
So that basically evens it up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mudhole's a really hard stage. It's probably, I would say, the second hardest stage in the game, and taking a death here is not uncommon. So
just like that, I mean, it's not like Vayastrike had a huge lead anyways, but just like that, Josh is like right there with him. Now I think we're gonna see Josh play this part a little bit safer. Oh, maybe not.
They're both taking the eagle pit. Pretty close to optimal, I'd say. Josh didn't die, so now we definitely have a close race here. Vaya with just a slight lead.
Oh, whoa. Josh taking that hit on the B.
Looks like a good setup here for Vaya. He's gonna get this run warp for sure. Nice.
Yep. Very good. All right.
Same.
So Josh set up now. Looks good so far.
That looks good setup. Yep, he's got it too. Very
nice. So Josh had a few movement mistakes in there. What is Vaya doing?
No!
Oh my gosh!
It was such a janky setup.
That was like he jumped up, realized the croc was coming at him, not away from him.
Yeah,
and
I don't know if that was intentional or not. Sometimes the death can kind of like put you kind of in semi-tilt mode, but you're still like trying to gain control of like your run. It's very common, especially in a tournament setting.
Vaya boy.
That was a good save though, I gotta say. He made it work.
So yeah, you're seeing kind of the prime example why Vaya is favored. You're just seeing just some overall better movement. Like Josh getting that DK barrel means he was not moving effectively through that portion of the stage.
Well, excuse me, Kipples.
Yeah, for real, I've never seen it before, so give me a break.
Must be a Kipples exclusive strat that nobody knows about. Yeah, so obviously, you don't want to sleep on the king. This is one boss that like I always practice before runs because he's a bit annoying, especially if you miss the cycle. It totally screws up your whole the whole fight in itself. You have to like kind of freestyle it once you miss.
Yeah, Josh, I don't know what happened there because I was looking away, but he didn't really set himself up properly for that second cycle or that second phase, and it kind of showed because he had to wait a while and hit the king lower on in the
exactly what I was saying
pattern.
Alright, so right on to World 5 for Vaya, with Josh not too far behind. Vaya could make a mistake here in World 5 to even things out, but we'll see how this goes.
It's still only 18 seconds between the two, so nothing crazy yet.
This is probably the chillest stage in World 5, I think, but it's very like deadly still, with like accidentally going through the ropes or something, which is probably why Vaya just grabbed that midpoint barrel, which you don't normally see from a player at his level. But I don't really blame him, because if you go too fast at the end here, for some reason you go through the rope. I don't really know why that happens, but it's happened to me. It's annoying. But that was pretty good.
Yep, good stage there.
And Josh having a really good stage too, it looks like. Definitely trying to close the lead here, or the gap. Now I know everybody says, hey, you can play this stage with one hand, but I'm like, I can't do that. I feel like I'm gonna die if I do that. So I'm always holding like right and Y during this stage.
That's one of those things. I do that here, and I do that in the 2 toboggan levels in 3. I'm always holding right, and I know it does nothing.
I know, but it's, I don't know. It just doesn't feel right if you don't. Now, Vaya and I think Josh both know the optimal way in the stage, which, you know, they're going to be jumping up and down slopes to save some time.
I don't know, though. It looked like Vaya grabbed a lot of the optional plus barrels that he didn't need there.
Yeah, he might be playing it safe still. He might know he has the lead, and he's just not taking a chance of, like, losing a calm here. It's a very good strat. Meanwhile, I think Josh is going to do, like, everything he can to kind of catch up to Vaya here.
Yeah, definitely.
Holding right saves a frame. Thanks, Kipples. See, I knew I wasn't wasting my I know it wasn't just holding right for no reason.
One whole frame, man. Excellent.
It's totally worth it then.
This level is for drinking beer, not saving frame. I don't know anything about that, but
Dang, no wonder Canis is so good at this game. It makes so much more sense.
all right. Straightforward. You know, say good level. Most people have a good haunted hall. What is that?
Do you hear my roommate?
I did that time.
He's on the phone. And I'm surprised you can hear that because it's like through two
Well, I
rooms.
was like, I don't know what he like if he like yelled or anything, but that was the only time I've been able to hear him.
Okay. Alright, so we got Gusty Glade here. They're gonna use the wind mechanics to their advantage this whole stage. A lot of tight rolls. It's like the one just past that DK barrel there. And the pillar section that Josh is on to me is
Right there.
just as I say that is pretty difficult. Sorry, Josh. That was my bad.
That's probably, I mean, as far as optimally, like once you understand the stage and learn it, that's probably the most difficult portion of the stage to do. It's easy to kind of just caught on the corner. Oh,
no.
There we go again.
Yeah, see, the pillars are very, like, I don't know what it is about them, but it can be really difficult to get through them quickly, especially if you, like, bop, like, the edge of it.
If you bop the edge, you just get this really unfortunate just slide where you have to like think about your mistakes for a moment.
So now we got Vaya in Parachute Panic, which normally you would take the parrot here to ride down through the stage, but obviously that's slow. It's much faster to just take damage, like he's doing here. It's an interesting setup. I don't know if that was intentional or not.
Do not grab midpoint parrot. Important
Oh
thing to
no,
know.
he missed the headbutt and he
Oh no! Didn't get to the parrot. So you
Yep.
can salvage that if you can get to the parrot. I think part of that is how well you set it up falling down. But if you do it right, you still have some iframes. You can roll through those bees that he actually just died on and grab the parrot and go from there. But unfortunately, did not.
Yeah,
Fortunately
that's-
for Vaya, Josh.
Oh, another death from Vaya. Yeah, PCP is a bit underrated sometimes. You don't really think to lose a Kong on this stage because it's like just memorization, but sometimes a very small error can just totally throw off your game.
So just like that, I mean, I think Vaya still has a little bit of a lead, but Josh is right back in it.
Yep, he is. Even with the 2 deaths he took in Gusty. That's crazy.
And there's the headbutt,
Yep.
and he's out.
Now, I don't know what really causes you to not get the headbutt, but I think it has something to do with maybe the oscillation of the bee. Oh, look here. Josh missed it, but he was able to grab the parrot. Let's see if he does the backup correctly here. All right, nice.
Yep.
Yeah, he knew
All
what to
right.
do. It's really important you know that backup strat in particular. If you learn anything in this game, definitely learn that strat. Right, so Webwoods, I guess, maybe the hardest stage in the game.
It's
I
up
could
there
be
with
wrong.
Toxic.
Yeah. It's Via's
Oh.
scaring me here a little bit.
So you want this level to go as planned. Like right there, Vaya. Usually, I think his web went a little bit over. Oh.
Yeah. I think I saw that death before you. Just insane. Yeah, that's exactly what we mean right there. Is you want this stage to go as planned, and it looked like he missed the web there.
So if I'm looking at delay properly, this is on my end. It looks like Josh actually might be tied at this point.
Yeah.
Vaya broke out of the midpoint at 29:14, and Josh about crossed it at 29:14. So
Yeah.
just like that, we are back to a very tight race.
Vaya does reach the end of the stage here, and Josh coming up towards the end here. As long as he takes this... Oh, wow. That was a really close call.
Yes.
I felt like he jumped way too early there, but he still made it.
He took about the biggest jump you could get.
Yeah. Alright, so we got...
Creepy Crow can be very adventurous. It seems like it feels like it shouldn't be that difficult, but it is. Like, not even talking about the rope climb, but you'll just see like just mistakes all over the place for, you know, one reason or another. I think just in terms of, oh, just like that.
Yeah, this boss is another underrated one. It's worth practicing.
I feel like when you're at a high level, this is probably the most difficult boss in the game.
Yes, it is, and especially when your ropes are messed up like Vaya is here, and he's like freestyling the last section.
Yeah, I mean, that gives Josh a lead.
Yes, it does. So we're back to a close race again. It's gonna come down to World 6. It looks like, my god, this thing. Okay, 3102 and a 3108, so Vaya is 6 seconds behind now. Crazy. This is going back and forth here. So yeah, Arctic here. How do you feel about Arctic, Supreme?
Some level.
What? Come on, man. I like this stage.
Look, man. You know my background.
Yeah.
Where I have like an invincible fish, and then I get to speedrunning this game, and I get tossed this garbage. I don't care for it at all.
Yeah. I don't know. I can see why Claude, I guess, likes this fish, but he's...
Claude is like mastered this level. I feel like this one is like one of his like one of his babies in this game.
His tape is really good. But yeah, the hitbox is a bit like weird in this game. You can't just go like through most of the enemies like you can in 3. And then I think, well, at least this fish is better than the one fish, like Donkey One's fish.
That's true. You just don't have a. Well, I guess you got Poison Pond in that game that you pretty much need them through the entire thing. But both players, I don't even know if they took an unintentional hit, but if they did, it wasn't anything punishing.
Nah, it looked fine. Like, as long as you don't die on that stage, it's pretty much a success in either way you look at it. I think they both kind of played it safe.
No math, Demon Smalls. No math.
Yeah, I don't think there's any math in this game.
Yeah, there is. Isn't there some math in Wrinkly Kong's place? Kong College?
Oh, yeah. What kind of math is that?
I don't know. It's like addition or something. It's like an image on the wiki, I think.
Man, they're synced for me, but I know like Vaya's.
Yeah, I mean, if it's synced, it's
about 5 seconds behind for Vaya.
So close, very close, and I think it's like I say this whole time. I think Vaya has a pretty good chance of catching up just from movement.
Yep.
You know, if he can kind of regain his composure from that World 5,
execution overall will definitely put him in the lead. You guys forget OBs, and Josh bailed on it because I think he knew he didn't have the setup, or I don't even know if he went for it. But
yeah, Paco was talking about in the last match. You just kind of have to feel it. If you feel like you're not gonna get it, it's better to just bail out.
And you got to bail early because obviously, if you wait too long, you're running the risk of losing. Like losing a Kong there is the worst because you have to go back to Arctic Abyss to grab another Kong, and that's just a big time loss.
Yeah, both make it out with their Kongs intact.
Good old Castle Crush here. I don't expect either of these guys to miss it.
Heck, I wouldn't expect somebody at a 46, 47 level to miss it 99 times out of 100.
Yeah. I mean, it can happen, you know, especially if you're screwing around and you're like collecting all the bananas or something, or just whatever it is. You just don't want to screw around in this stage. You want to you just want to like reduce lag as often as possible, so you're saving time overall. Which is like why you saw him roll through the spiny there and then grab the barrel. That's lag reduction strat. So I know having both spinies on the screen is pretty laggy. The reason it lags so much is because obviously you're not supposed to have the barrel this high up in the stage, and then you got two Kongs on top of that, on top of all the other enemies and sprites on screen. So what they're doing is they're going to take this barrel here, and they're going to get an invisible object, and it's going to trigger the end of the stage to appear in front of them, which is exactly what just happened. I wish I could explain that a little better, but I mean, it's...
I mean, I don't know. DJs and I were talking about this when he was commenting with me, but it's not like there's really, I think, a known to be true explanation. There's just some theories on why that works.
Yeah. I mean, he said it had something to do with the trigger, or getting the idea of the trigger of where the stage slows down.
Mm-hmm.
I think that just does something to the game. And just, it's really convenient, obviously. It's another really convenient thing in this game. That trick works. It's a pretty long stage. I guess the longest auto-scroller, wouldn't it? In all the games.
Yeah, it's like 4.5 minutes or something like that.
Yeah.
By taking a little bit of a safer setup there, kind of really giving himself some time to make sure he's going to throw and jump off that spiny.
He's going to have to jump over this guy at the end here. Well, he ran into him, but I think he meant to jump over him.
It's tough. I mean, you're moving that quickly.
Oh,
all right,
man.
CLC, this could be the deciding point right here. I think any of these next 3 levels have the potential to change this race drastically.
Yeah, it's the last wrong warp. They're gonna take another invisible object and load a cannon that's off screen. Very nice. Vaya gets it. Let's see if Josh gets it.
Josh looks good.
Yeah, he's got it. Nice.
So right there was a prime example. You can see Vaya, I don't know if he took the lead, but he definitely gained a lot of time on Josh because he was much better at climbing the ropes. And that's just one of the things you're going to see. Toxic could be another big distinguishing point. Someone with a 41's Toxic may look very different than someone with a 42. And especially because Josh just took that hit there. So he can't do the strats that Vaya just did there where he took that damage boost.
This is one stage that is a bit riskier at a high level because you're doing a bunch of precise jumps with the snake. It looks easy, but it's definitely not easy. It takes a while to master it.
Fortunately, I think that, or unfortunately for Josh, that kind of gives Vaya a lead again.
And then you can like squeeze past that bee that Vaya went by. And this last section of Toxic here with the parrot can be pretty scary because you get hit, you're dead. They're going as fast as they can here. I'm wondering.
Josh taking safety path, yeah.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I don't blame him.
That spares him the Kong, the risk of dying, really.
Up in 3, my man. That's crazy. Look how much time Vaya saved over Josh just in Toxic alone.
Yeah, that was very unfortunate. It looked like I would venture to guess that Josh actually was going to do those near optimal strats because you could tell he kind of didn't know what to do for part of that level once he realized he couldn't do the damage boost.
Yeah, up in forehead too. Alright, well, let's see how Vaya does on the final stage here, Screech's Sprint. This could still be a game changer to give Josh a chance to catch up. But it's not over until K-Rool's dead, of course.
I mean, we saw, who was it? Was it I think it was the last race where Otterlinks, like, took a death or something unintentional here. And I mean, Otter's a 41 flat, so this level can catch anybody.
Yes. Vaya gets the race skip.
It's Vaya gonna go for the new strats?
No, it doesn't look like it. I just found out about that yesterday.
I mean, it's still really new. I mean, it's like the setup is pretty new, so I'm not too surprised by nobody going for it. Void will probably go for it on the next race because he spent a lot of time practicing it yesterday.
It's really neat that was solved because I think that was like something that was kind of like a mystery for a while.
Yeah, so if you don't know what we're talking about, watch here. Oh,
whoa, that was a cool little setup.
Interesting.
Never seen that before.
So you see Vaya hit the goal there. Vaya wasn't a good example of what I want to talk about. So normally when you're doing this level with the strats, what we used to believe were the optimal strats, you had to kind of, oh no!
Yeah, Josh took that.
Well, that's probably gonna do it.
He took that last section really fast there.
So when you're crossing the goal with the strats that we used to believe were optimal, you had to kind of stall out. You had to stall, go to the left, and then jump on the goal. Because if you were going at it at your fast speed, optimally, you were gonna hit the goal and you were gonna queue up the Diddy rap. So it was found, or there's been some theories, and I don't know if Kipples found it or if he just kind of tested it and proved it to be true. If you actually keep your height low enough throughout the level, like your maximum height lower, you can actually skip, or you can actually get that fast goal where you just hit the sign and you drop down on the goal. So by taking the barrel that they both did, they can't do that. But if you just quickly cut the corner closed, you actually can get that fast goal, and it's not a big time saver. It's like 0.6 seconds, but it's a pretty cool little strat. Very interesting to think about how the max height, not like your height at the time, but your maximum height from the level, can impact.
Again, that's so strange that the game like tracks that somewhere. It just knows that you were high up in the stage at some point, and that's why you get the goal at the end. So it's gonna take a very big mistake from Vaya here.
I mean, he's. I don't even know if
you guys watched. You guys watched my race against Josh. I mean, anything could happen. Just hope that the soft lock doesn't happen, of course. Yeah, he's like a full 3 cycles or 3 phases ahead. Oh, interesting, Kipples. That's kind of like I guess the read for Crackhead too. Like when you jump high on the one right before, it does the same thing where you jump on the goal and you'll get the beats. If you're too high on that read. It's so weird.
Alright, we are on the final cycle here for vayastrike. It's looking good.
Let's see if his cart's gonna end up in a litter box or not. Looks like it's safe from the litter box for another day.
Yep.
Well, GG's to Vaya. Yep. Moves into the next round.
Vaya is moving on. He gets to have a match with Nomix. I feel like Nomix wait forever. I mean, he lost a Void like a week or so ago, so he's been kind of chilling on the sidelines waiting.
That'll be a good race too, by the way. I mean,
yeah,
both of them are really solid players.
Say vayastrike's PB is a 41.25, I believe. Nom still has a 41.40. So just another great matchup. I mean, that's what you're going to get here. I think Jake is the only person left now with a time above 41.
Yeah. That's pretty crazy.
So Jake, if you're out there, it's up to you, man. Represent those of us who aren't God gamers yet.
Well, I mean, he's got to go through Waffle, man. That's tough. Wait, is it not Waffle?
Yeah, it is Waffle.
Oh, well, I mean, anything could happen. Don't get me wrong. Nice run from Josh here. He just finished with a 44-44. All those fours. Well, let's see if we can get him in here for an interview.
Yeah, I pinged them both. Vaya said he'll be in. Oh, there's Vaya. Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. How do you feel about that run?
I noticed he was close all the way through.
I mean, you kind of pulled away because he died twice in Gusty, and then you died twice in PCP, and then Web Woods, and suddenly, it was, very, very close up until Toxic. He took a hit early in Toxic that kind of separated you two for good.
I see. Yeah,
So-
I'm really happy I was able to finish out Toxic and Sprint pretty solidly because that's my weak point right now, I feel.
Yeah, those were both pretty well done. Was that an intentional strat you did there at the end
Yeah, it was
of Screech
Yeah.
and Sprint?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
Does that like
for
prevent you
fun.
from getting the goal wrap, I guess?
I have no idea why it works. Yeah, I'm
I
not
guess
the
because
one
you
to
touch
ask.
the ground at some point, I don't know. That's the only thing I can think of.
We also got Josh. Welcome.
Hey, what's up?
Yo, GG.
Yeah, GG.
Played really well a lot of the way through.
For having not done a run in about a week, yeah.
Yeah, so were you happening to
yes.
watch Vaya at all during that, Josh?
Oh, no, I did not.
So, I mean, it's not going to make you feel better, but you guys were pretty darn close until you took that hit in Toxic. You guys were alternating like 5-second leads there, but, from the end of World 5 to the end of World 6.
Yeah, I made a bad choice of grinding ILs all week, so I hadn't played that level in a while.
Yeah, that was the only stage you lost a significant amount of time in compared to Vaya. But you were pretty close with him the whole way.
Yeah,
It
it
was
was
crazy.
pretty close because, you had your Gusty deaths, and I was just talking, Vaya had some trouble with PCP and Web Woods. So it was overall, a pretty good, exciting match.
Yeah.
Everybody was like, CLC's going to decide it, and then that ended up not being the case, but it was really good.
Well, thank you guys.
So,
Dude, how you feeling?
Vaya, you're going on to Nam. You get to fight Nam next. That'll be a good matchup.
Yeah, I think the plan is to do that Sunday or Monday. So
Nice. And then, unfortunately, this is your second loss, Josh. So you're out. So what are you gonna do next? You gonna keep playing this game?
You can put it in
Yeah.
the box.
Yeah, I'm going for 41.
Nice, very
So
nice.
nice. That's what I like to hear. Kind of. I was hoping the litter box thing was gonna happen, but that's okay. That's fine. That's
All right.
cool, man. You're going for 41. That's a really bold goal. I think you could definitely
Yeah.
do it, though.
Yeah, I probably should have waited until after I was knocked out to start the grind. Would have been a better idea to do runs this week.
Yeah, I don't think it'll take you very long to get a 41, just judging by how dedicated you've been to this
Yeah,
game
it
the
was.
last few weeks.
It was a little rough mixing up strats because I've been looking at optimizing. You saw me die twice on the pillars in Gusty.
Yeah, I saw that.
I've been looking at some more optimal pillars. I didn't want to go for it, and then kind of couldn't remember how I used to do it. So
Oh, yeah, that's the worst, man. That's why I didn't change any strats. As soon as the tournament started, I just stuck with a bunch of saves.
yeah, I'd really been putting that off. So that was a pretty bad idea this week.
Still, you guys both played really good, I'd say.
Yeah, it was a great match, guys.
Yeah, I feel great to even made it this far.
Yeah, you
I-
should. That's
I
pretty
really should have been
impressive.
knocked out last week.
Please, man. I
Yeah,
died
you-
too, I mean, come on.
Yeah,
yeah, you've gotten a lot better, Josh, really quickly.
it was a good
So,
show
it's
for
pretty awesome.
everyone.
Yeah, that's the
definitely
most important thing.
Something else. So I guess while you two are in here, I want to get your opinions on the next matchup here. Like, who do you guys think is going to take the W?
Well, I've never seen Kipples bust out a casual 40.
That's my answer. Well,
Okay.
Well,
That's-
here's what I'm gonna say. Today
Crazy.
is a referendum on the corner. Kipples is the pro corner champion. while Void is very, very much anti-corner. So we're going to see how that rolls out. I know it was very important to Void today. I was watching him earlier, and he was going pretty hard at getting the Brambler on warp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw him practicing.
It's going to be an interesting race. I mean, you guys need to watch this race for sure.
Yeah, this is
Everyone
gonna be a
knows.
really big one.
Yeah, so
I'm
this
hyped for it.
this gets to decide who faces Fist in winners finals. So it's gonna be big.
Yeah. They both
will
have a
say-
solid chance.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say I am a proponent. I am a big believer of the corner, and even though he might have 99% consistency, if he misses that 1%, that could be the difference. Talking about Void, of course. So that's kind of how I feel about that.
Yeah. That's
It's a half a second. It doesn't matter to most of us. So
yeah.
it's a pretty good deal for that kind of consistency.
Yeah, and you don't want to
It's
change.
Half
It's just like
second
you were
for a free
saying.
clash.
Yeah. It's just like you were saying, you don't really want to change your strats like in the middle of something,
Yeah.
Especially when you've been doing them the same way for a while. And both these guys are, well, I know Kibbles has played the game for a long time.
At first I was opposed to the corner, but I got to that point where missing Brambler was not an option at all.
Yep.
Yeah. It's a smart choice, in my opinion. All right, so I guess we'll roll out of here and let this next race start.
I'll hang out with y'all until Antilles and Claude show up. They should be coming here any moment. They'll be taking over for commentary for this next match, doing a little bit of AGDQ practice. So they'll be, along with Mr. Zara the Mant, will be handling the commentary for the DKC relay race at AGDQ. So
Yeah, expect
they
some
should
commentary.
say some high-level commentary, not a scrub like me.
Or me, who doesn't know anything about the game.
Well, thank you guys. GG.
Yeah, thank
Via.
you guys. Good job.
GG.
Yeah, congrats, Via.
Thank you. I'm gonna go ahead and dip out.
Rolling out.
Roll with it.
All right, guys. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed these first two matches. We got some good stuff still to come. This is going to be a great matchup. Of course, Void, the world record holder right now at 40-24. Kipples, has a 41, and that's nothing to sneeze at. So it's going to be good stuff. What's up, Claude? Are you there?
I'm here.
Hello. How's it going, man?
Oh, doing good. I'm so excited for this next match. You can't believe it.
Yeah, give us your take on it. I want to hear what you got to say.
Man, there's so much to talk about these guys. You have Kipples, the grandfather of Donkey 2 speedrunning, versus Void, the GOAT right now, the current GOAT. And it could honestly it could go either way. Like, I can't call it. Like, I think most people are voting for Void, but Kipples, he really wants this. Like, he really, really wants this. Like, he wants nothing more than to prove that he's the king of Donkey. And I don't think Void wants it as much. He's mostly here to, just show up, have fun, even though he's the best player right now. I don't think it means as much to him as it does to Kipples. So it'll be really interesting to see what happens.
And it looks like we've got Antilles here as well. Welcome.
Hello, guys. How you doing tonight?
Oh, I'm pretty good. Just got to watch two really good matches.
Awesome. Yeah, I haven't had the chance to check it. How did they go?
Well, Fist won with a 41-14 earlier over Otterlinks. That was a really good match. Fist, I mean,
Yeah.
like I said, he had one mistake, and it was some 102 muscle memory taken over. It wasn't even really that costly. He didn't do scroll, and instead kind of took Squitter for a bit until he realized what he was doing.
I don't think that's too much slower than Scrolly.
Yeah, no, it's not. It wasn't that bad.
quickly enough.
And
yeah,
then,
so he had silly 102 mistakes.
and then Vayastrike just beat Josh, so Vaya's going on to fight Nam next.
Via v Nam. Now that's a good
That's gonna
matchup.
be good.
Yeah. Awesome.
All right, it looks like they're getting set up, and you guys are both here. So thank you guys for having me, and you guys have fun with this next match.
Oh, we will.
Definitely. Thank you, Supreme. Appreciate
You
it as
guys.
always. Well, Claude, good to be with you again. I'm excited for tonight. Definitely.
Likewise, happy to commentate with you for probably the most legendary match that's happened in tournaments so far. Like I haven't been keeping track of the whole thing, but I can't imagine it gets more epic than this.
Yeah, this is pretty good. It's like you were saying, Kipple's the grandfather of Donkey. It's hard to think of anything DKC2 speedrunning without thinking of Kipple's. And just the many contributions he's made to the game and the community at large. And then Void, who in the last 2 years has just taken the game by storm. Really the whole trilogy by storm, and just demonstrated how strong a player he is. So honestly, this would be almost the dream finals matchup. So to get it this early is kind of a treat. I don't know how anything could top this.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a far stretch to say that whoever gets sent to losers here will claw their way back up for the grand finals in the tournament later on.
Yeah, that's a great point. I mean, this could be Void v Kipple's round 1 very easily.
And yeah, here we're not going to be seeing like any safe strats. The only strats they're going to be doing will be to not die, and that's pretty much it. You're going to be seeing the highest level of Donkey. Like, there's not going to be like any like weird alternative strats I've never seen before. I know how these two players play. I know what they're going to do, and it's just going to come down to who is more consistent, who can just not fall into a pit, I guess.
Yep, but as we know, you can fall into pretty much any pit at any time. Webwoods will be definitely a place we'll want to watch out. Sometimes, like we said, those platforms just don't want to work. Any wrong warp, a tiny little movement error could throw them off. But both of these guys so well versed and have done so many runs that I don't really expect mistakes to throw them off either. Even if one of them dies, you're not going to be seeing one of those go on and die 5 times, or completely screw up your movement, or lose a Kong and don't know what to do. These guys, if they get a hit, they're going to know what to do. They're going to know how to handle all the backups.
Exactly. These are like two of the most knowledgeable people in Donkey. So like you're just going to be seeing the absolute top level of play. If they make a mistake, they'll know the backup. They'll know what to do to recover. And they might even be keeping track of each other's pace. I know at least Kipple seems like the type to do that, like have Void stream open and adjust what he's going to do.
Yeah, I know Void has done that, but I know he's also not watched too. So it'll be interesting to see how he handles it. They've both readied up. So looks like as soon as Feasel exits, and he has, we're 10 seconds away SRL time to start, and then a few seconds after that, we'll see what happens on stream.
Oh, baby. Here we go. Kipples v. Void.
Oh, baby.
Match of the century.